Hello, chess family. It's me, National Master Jesse James, and time for another installment of my personal games. In this game, we're going to be going over. It's from our CC, our Complete Chess Wednesday night tournament. This was from September, and this round is going to be played against Doug Huddleston. Definitely one of my main rivals in that tournament, as he's one of the strongest players there. And here I'm going to be playing the white side, and I'm going to be playing a London system. Before this game, we actually played a few of these London systems already. And man, he's just always gotten really good games against me, and I really wasn't prepping too hard. To my delight, I found out later that he was prepping against me, and I did actually some preparations, some prep with my coach, my Grandmaster coach, and well, apparently prepping really does work, because in this game I got a very good solid game. I knew exactly what to do, and I was able to get all my ideas done. So let's go and take a look at this. Preparation works. Here we go. D4, knight f6, knight f3, g6. Bishop f4. Here against my London system, he's been playing the King's Indian defense. Game on. Here we go. Bishop g7, e3. Castles. Pawn h3. A nice little move here, just in case he does the knight h5, trying to trap my bishop. Pawn to d6. And here, typically I've been playing pawn to c3 here, which is not the best way to get the advantage. And this is where I was working with my chess coach. He was saying, yeah, you should play pawn c4 here. It gets some more space, and yeah, you're just going to have a better game here. So after d6, I went ahead and tried it. Let's go. Pawn to c4. And here Doug was really prepped up, and he played the top moves in the position. And again, thankfully, I had done my work here, so I knew exactly how to play against it. I definitely did not play the best moves in the preparation, but I knew exactly the middle game idea, which is something I should really work on at the highest level, because as of right now, most games I play, I really just kind of go in there and just play chess, right? I'm looking to get even games out the opening and then trying to outplay my opponent. At the highest level, this will not work with me, so I definitely need to do a lot more of this preparation. He played knight b7. I played bishop e2, b6, castles, bishop to b7, knight c3, and here the top move by the computer, and also for the strongest players, he went ahead and played knight to e4 here. A very nice move here, and yeah, this is the move that we had analyzed. We analyzed 2 or 3 other moves here, but knight e4 was one that we analyzed, and my coach was like, well, he might play knight e4 here. This is the best move, but he's like, I just found out about this move recently. So Doug did a very good job of this preparation. And, well, I went ahead and played the top move. Knight takes, bishop takes, and then played queen to d2. Not a move I typically would play here, but I knew it was one of the best moves in the position. Here, I probably would have played that move knight to d2, which although looks like it's a good move, this already has a plus score, or a better score for black at 43% here. So I am happy that I did my research and played for the middle game, not just for the opening, but for the middle game. And it looks like it's such a natural move, but after something like, I don't know, bishop to b7, here bishop f3 gets played, it really takes all the sting out. Bishop takes, and then either knight takes or queen takes. But here, yeah, white can definitely not claim any advantage in this position. c5, e5, yeah, this is just a terrible win rate here. And it's funny, because if I'm looking at this as white, I would have thought I have an equal position, if not just better. But, yep, the computer doesn't lie. So I went ahead and played another move, which is queen d2 here, which is played by Kamsky in one of his games. And, well, I decided I like this one, so I went ahead and went with this plan. Here he played pawn e5, which is one of the top moves. Bishop to h2, queen to e7, and now, well, it actually is giving black as a little bit better here, which was actually in this got a Kamsky game versus Ilya Smirin. And I played rook to c1, pawn to f5. And this is one thing I do remember my coach telling me. He's like, you know what? They typically go for kingside attacks here, but it's actually really hard for them to do. And typically, they don't work out too well. So, you know, those words did echo in my mind when I was playing the game. And that really did help me with my confidence because, well, this attack can look very intimidating. But whenever he told me that, I just believed him. And I was just, you know what? They attack on the king side. I kind of figured that this was, you know, since he's playing King's Indian defense, I'm playing the white side of the King's Indian defense. So I went queen side, and I played that idea, which is what we had looked at before in our preparation. Here we go, pawn b4. Let's open up this game. Rook a to d8. And then here I played pawn to a4. I was working with a lot of ideas about playing c5 here. And, well, you have to be careful because after c5 here, after, let's say, d takes, b takes, you have to be very careful with knight takes f3 ideas. And, well, the queen can't get out the pin so easily here. So, with that being said, here I played the idea of playing pawn to a4, with the idea that, well, when I play c5, now I have queen a2 check ideas, and I can win a piece here if he ever does take. He played the top move here. Here he missed the top move, and he played g5. Later on, he played the top move, which was king g8, king h8, which I believe the idea was to play rook g8 and try to come down the g file. It's giving a negative 0.7 here advantage for him. Again, I was very confident in my position, so I was just like, let's go ahead and go for this attack on the queen side. He played g5, which I thought, the more I look at it, it just looks more and more weakening or loose for his king. So this king h8 move definitely would have been something better for him. That being said, I know the move I want to play here. Here we go, pawn to c5. And yeah, c5 is going to open up the queen side and says, hey, stop looking over here at the king side. You better concentrate on the queen side because that's where I'm coming from. He took. I took d takes c5. Computer does like the b takes c5 variation a little bit more. I can't say I'm too excited about it. And yeah, I guess if pawn takes, the idea was if d takes on c5, you can't take on c5 with the knight because of queen b4 for the pin and the win. And well, yeah, there's just a few different variations here. But again, I went ahead and just took with b takes because I thought that was going to be easier. And if he does go for the d takes c5, b takes c5, knight takes c5, again, I just have the queen b4 move. So here he played king h8, stopping any kind of checks that can happen. And then I played queen to a5. Up until this point, I really hadn't spent much time. I think in the whole game, I probably spent about like 30 minutes. Just because, again, how confident I was in the position here. At this point, I was afraid of one move, and fortunately for me, he did miss this move. At this point, he went ahead and played pawn h5, which again, I just think was way too aggressive here. But I think he, was seeing red, and he definitely wanted to again attack against me. I have a plus score against him, so I think he's really trying to get to that next level and get that win against me. So h5 was a little too aggressive here. I was more worried about knight to b8, and the idea here was to just go knight c6. And going pawn grabbing here is a little too much here. The main idea is just don't let me take the c7 pawn, because if I take on c7, the c pawn can just roll down the board. Or the a pawn is a little bit harder to push. For instance, if queen takes a7 here, well, now the queen's kind of marooned out here. The knight can jump to c6 here, and then you can push for your kingside attack. So knight c6, queen a6, and g4 here looks pretty good to me. Either way, I just was not liking this position. And, well, computer is agreeing with me. It says I'm equal in one line, and all the other lines black is just winning. Oof. Thankfully, my intuition was on point that day. So after he played h5, I sat and looked at the position a little bit. I was calculating quite a bit of moves, and I said, well, there's nothing better. We have to play the strongest move. Queen takes on c7. And this is a very strong move because it not only wins the pawn, but it's threatening pawn to c6. And again, you're going to be winning a piece here because the queen is pinned. And also maybe we can just push this pawn across the board. At this point, unfortunately, he could not see a way to push forward. And computer's having a hard time too here. It's just saying white's plus 3 here. He went ahead and played g4. He took. Knight d2, threatening to take this bishop. And here, yeah, he just plays rook c8, and it's pretty much game over now as I play queen d6, and this is going to force queen trade, or I'm just going to be winning more material. So he went ahead and took. He played bishop c6, last blunder of the game. White to move and win. What do you play here to win some additional material here? This is already a winning position, but, accuracy toward the end. What do you play here to get the final stroke here? All right, simple chess here. This was not too hard of a move to find. Here I just went ahead and played bishop a6, attacking the rook. And, well, here you notice that the bishop has no defender over here. And, well, you can't even move the bishop away really either. I guess the best move for you might be something like bishop b7, just losing the full move, just losing the bishop. Because you can't move it away or else you lose a full piece here too. Again, this was about Grandmaster preparation. I was very happy that I got to work with my coach with this, and I'm hoping to get many more fine games here against my opponents. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next video.